You know, folks, I had a rather interesting conversation in the wake of the latest police killing. You know, there's a lot of controversy, there's a lot of discussion going on, a lot of investigation. We saw the tape, we know what the real deal was. Everyone knows this. And, you know, I was talking to this person, they had a really interesting take. They said something to the effect about that what was the difference between, where they were saying that there's a difference between a riot and a protest, and that these people were clearly rioting and not protesting. And I looked at them and I said, I'm sure they were thinking the same thing during the Tulsa riots back in in the 20s, Black Wall Street. They probably had those same sentiments, that they were just peacefully protesting, their right to that community. So they burned down all of the stores, and I've done videos about this, and the bones that were scattered. You know what I'm talking about, folks. But today, this video is not about pointing fingers at any particular person, because you're all souls. And that is the main aspect of talking to you in these days. Now, when I talk to you, and I tell you about the Most High, and I devote this video, Lord, honor fam, when I talk to you about the Most High, and I tell you about his greatness, and I show you examples of his works, which is why I give you those examples like I was talking about, just to back up what I'm saying. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I'm trying to get you to know the Most High, and I'm also warning you about the imminent changes that will take place in your environments, folks. See, you didn't know about material planes of existence and beyond. You don't understand that this is just a particular plane of existence that you're on right now, but it's subject to change. The holder of the plane can change the environment anytime, folks. Now, I've given you examples time and time again. I've given you these examples, right? And the Most High, this is his hand, folks. This is his doing, folks. He is all powerful, folks. He is the creator, folks. And I want you to think about that. I talk about God every video because God is the video. Oh, did you know? You didn't know that? You didn't know how great he is? And I'm telling you, folks, to know him and to know his greatness, you will bow before him. You will give him praise every day because you know his great authority in your lives, folks. And I was talking to him about this last night, about not having an ego. I was telling him that, in the past I have had done things, I have given examples, I have told people about him and given examples of his works, and they will witness him do his works, and it'll take place before their eyes, and they still will keep the same train of thought. Like I was telling them, I tell them all the time, there's something wrong with humans. And the small amount of folks, there's a very small handful, a select few of you who get what I'm saying, and you're there on a conscious level. There's not going to be a whole lot of people who are going to be going to a higher place or moving to a higher plane of existence, folks, because of this, what they embody, the low-level natures of humanity, which is why you even have a reason to even have a protest or a riot. The unjust, unfair ways of life, folks, the pain. And because I warn you so many times about what the new day is going to entail and certain things, those of you who don't necessarily believe me, what are you not believing when you get the example from the Most High himself? And if I tell you this, so I was telling him that I didn't want to have an ego when I'm talking to these people, because it's seeming like I'm trying to prove something to them, and his greatness is so great that even when he does something that will take them out of here, that it is his will, and he had already spoken on this, folks. You see what I'm trying to explain to you? I'm warning you, but I'm doing it because there's a small select of people that I'm trying to wake up, like I said. When I don't get a lot of views on the video, I do not care, folks. I know God, folks, the Most High, the Creator, folks. And when I give you examples, I'm trying to prove to you that I know so you can believe what I'm saying, folks. See, I can say anything until you get the proof. The proof is in the pudding, until you actually see these things play out. But guess what's in the way of that? Your egos. When you see the truth and you're confronted with the actual realities of God's science and his actual nature, which is all things, folks, and you understand and you know the heavens personally, folks, then you understand things for what they are. So everything is bullshit. The system that you live in, money, a caste system. Don't you know that when the Lord walked this surface, he looked a certain way. When he materialized in skin, which he can do anytime, folks. When he did that, he looked a certain way, folks. I want you to think about that. So when you talk about what you don't like or what something else looks like, and you have a strong uh, uh, way that you feel about that opposing thing, right? And you're not realizing that this real thing is about good versus evil, folks. What's in your hearts? Your hearts dictate who you are, not your skin color. You understand what I'm saying? And I noticed that in this fight, I get a lot of foolishness. I get a lot of situations that make me understand that a change has to come. And I talk to the Lord about this every day. And I was telling him, I tell these people, I try to give them examples. And I say, Lord, you know, I am blessed that you even back me up with these examples. Because I said, Lord, some of the great things that I have talked to them about, you have brought forward. And these are things that are beyond my control, Lord. And surely they know it's you. But they still want to go to play the slots or something, right? The warning is because this is imminent. When I say imminent, meaning that when that time comes, which is very soon, folks, you won't have a chance to cry out and change your ways or your ways of thinking, because it won't be genuine, right? If you had to do it under those circumstances, then you really weren't going to do it, folks. See, the Lord is giving you a choice all the time, right? And I ask you these questions all the time in every video, and I ask you, have you ever seen the heavens? If you haven't, then once again, that's some way of me showing you that I know something that maybe you may want to learn, because I realize this. You know, the average person, when I try to tell them, and most people that I get to know on a certain level, I will tell them about the Most High, and I will try to educate them on his science. And they are bored with him as a subject, even though he is the subject. For every breath they take, he is their life and breath of life, folks. You understand? So the purpose of the example is to get those stiff-necked, hard-headed, miscreated persons to understand who's in real authority. Now, I've been watching all this stuff go down, like I'm saying, bringing it back to the beginning. I've watched all of these things that are happening, these political things and all types of things, and people can't seem to get their mind straight about why this is happening. No one's pointing the finger at the real problem, the suppressors, folks, right? The people who are mighty, right, so-called, right, who are breathing air, the underarm funkers, right? Well, when I give examples, it is to show that God is in authority. And I think going forward, and I was talking to him about this last night, that there will be more examples, because I realized that this is my duty. I'm in service to him, folks. I'm in service to him for him. It is my duty with this great blessing to tell you, to wake up the little handful of you that are supposed to hear this, the little 5 or 6 or 10 of you or something who are supposed to hear this, and the rest of you will not get this. And there's a few of you who really know that this is the truth, because you've seen the examples, but because you have the right vibration, you're able to see it for what it really is, the forest for the trees, right? When you're blessed on this level, folks, the Lord unlocks everything. And so you are one with everything. You know the grass, you know the trees, you know the insects, you know the animals, folks, literally. And I've told you many things about things that have occurred in this experience that are just amazing. And I'm used to it now, but it's still every day I have to stand back and go, wow. You know? Sometimes when I'm with the great son on the great one, sometimes when I'm with him, I'm just astounded that I know him, or the moon goddess. Right? I was looking at her the other day. I was looking at a photo of her and I was saying, you are just so beautiful. And I was saying, this is incredible. But this is real life. And when I give you those tangibles, folks, oh, Mama Earth, beautiful, your world, right? The ground that you stand on, all of these things. You are not in control of these things, people. And the things that you do to suppress other people are you thumbing your nose up at the Most High, which is the most important aspect of what I'm saying, because he is the situation, the conversation, and all of these things. Do you understand? Right? And the Lord has a presence in everything that happens, right? And so because a lot of us, the small lot of us, want to see this suppressive select people get out of here. We want to see them get gone so we can live that better day, so we can live in peace without the rat race. Those of you who want that will get that very soon. So when I give you an example, the example will be great enough that you better pay attention to the example. That example says that God himself, the Most High, the creator, the source of the universe. I give you praise, Lord. I devoted Vishnu. Vishnu, folks. And I'm telling you this for a reason. I told you that the universe is infinite. It goes on and on and on. And there are higher beings and worlds and the gods in the heavens and everything in this universe, folks. And the Lord himself has a name, and his name is Vishnu, folks. On the other side of the universe, folks. On another world, folks. He has many names. And that's the whole point of different people culturally having different doctrines and certain things, folks. But the real point is that he has a name. His name is Vishnu, folks. He is Shiva. He is Brahma, folks. He is. And I was telling him, we talk every night. I'm like, Lord, you are present right here. As real as I am, Lord. It's great, so great that I just can't even wrap my mind around it. And I'm just intrigued with your greatness, Lord. I said, but the average person, even though you are as great as you are, does not realize how great you really are. There is no way to really describe this, folks. Right? I think I'll take a walk down here. There's not a really good, accurate way to describe what I'm saying to you. And I didn't want to go all over the place because I wanted to make this educational, but I kind of wanted to speak some things. There is a lot going on, folks, okay? There's a whole lot of stuff going on. And in case you didn't realize, things are going to occur, and there are going to be things that are going to sweep you out. You've been hearing about this sweep out that Mother Earth, whom I know, whom is family, on a great one, is going to do, folks. When things happen, the Most High is always responsible for everything. Your asteroids, your meteorites, any of these things, folks. Any of these things that can cause damage. Any of these things that can sweep you out. Your hurricanes, right? Your giant tidal waves, folks. The Lord is responsible for all of these things, these mechanics. And when he brings wrath into its reckoning time, folks, I've been telling you this. So when I start doing videos from now on, and maybe I was thinking about doing this video, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to, introduce that concept to you about this whole thing, because I've realized this is a war, right? We want to see these people gone. The small select few of us want to see these little fools who are doing all of this evil and foolishness out of here. Mama Earth, whom is family. And if I know her as family, like I was telling the Lord, I know you, Lord. I can pull strings, Lord. You are literally God. I'm like, you are in control of it all. So now there are going to be some things that are going to happen really soon, right? Things are going to start happening real soon, because it's time to get this going. and you don't believe in the examples. You get these examples, and for some reason, they're not great enough to motivate you, right, to do something, right, or to change something or to stop something. I heard one of the protesters say, if they were asking her about how could all of this stop, it would, she said, and her response was something to the effect of, it can stop if the police stop killing or something, or whatever she was saying to that effect. And then once again, that's what I mean, folks, where there's something happening that's causing the civil unrest. It's so easy to blame the people who are lashing out, but when you look a little bit deeper, because it's done all the time. And I was telling the Lord, I said, Lord, I'm walking this plane of existence in this suit, and my skin looks this way. And I say, Lord, the interesting thing is that when you walk, your skin looked this way, Lord. And I said, and it's just so amazing that these people do the things they do with this type of hatred in their heart and don't even really get it. Because I said, Lord, you are present right here. And I say this every time. I'm just blown away. The Lord in my presence, folks. He is greater than your area, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you? He is Mother Earth, folks. Mother Earth is the ground you stand on. Anywhere you stand, anywhere. You understand? So to make this point, to drive the point home better, rather, is to say that at this point going forward, I will issue some things, folks. And that's to get this ball rolling, because I realized that, to tell you about the Most High and to tell you about what he's doing and you take him for a joke. You were warned by the moon, folks. The moon warned you, right? And you still kept going about your ways or whatever. You saw the example. So just like that example, when the great moon goddess did that, or anything the great sun would do, or Mama Earth or something, any of these things, you guys have witnessed great things take place, right? So unless you actually believe that I'm the one who's responsible for making a volcano go off, and you know I'm not, then you have to actually believe who's actually responsible for making the volcano go off. And that would be Mother Earth. And guess who is Mother Earth, folks? Do you see where I'm going with this? The Most High is always in control. Right? That path looks a little grown up, Mama Earth. I'm going to have to turn back. The Most High is always in control, folks. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Not to draw this out, but I just want you to understand that the reason why that's important is because you do your little things and you think that, man, every conversation I have, man is talking about some solution or something that his heart will not allow him to do. If the solution is merely stop abusing and hurting and suppressing people, then just stop doing that. But that's hard, isn't it? See, a lot of you want to live in this type of society because you have narcissistic hearts. You're demoniacs at heart, folks. And you enjoy the idea of suppression on someone, even if you get to watch it, even if you're not actively making it happen. If you're just a sideliner, you get to still participate in someone else's hurt or demise, folks. Narcissistic nature, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you? So it's a small set of people, the very small set of people who follow this channel, who have grown to understand God's science because it's real, folks. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? The heavens do duty for you, folks. Right? And every day I'm marveled by the fact that I actually know the sun, the moon, and the earth, folks. I am blessed beyond any treasure that one could ever think to give me, because I have the Most High, and that is why I have all of the treasure, folks. And you people don't know what real happiness could be, or nor do you know about greater things, folks. So you're lost on some level. You're not able to see properly, to see that you're suppressed. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's what I mean by this. That's what I mean by realizing, folks, waking up. Why it's so important, folks. You know? But I told the Lord that, I wasn't going to make it about my ego. I was going to just state certain things when he touched me to do it. And whenever I tell you something's going to occur, if you don't believe it, then you will watch and bear witness to the action occur. But all I want from that is once you do get that, you realize the hand who does that is the Most High, folks. You realize that the sun is in his service, folks, that the sun is doing a duty giving you sunlight, folks. You realize that the sun has free will, folks. He's a God, folks. Right? You realize that Mother Earth is a goddess, that the moon goddess is a goddess, folks. You realize that they're gods, folks. You understand? They're in his service. They are his branches, folks. But you realize he is the tree, and you understand more about this science and why that's so important. Because it's about you connecting to his science, folks. If you're lost, you're not connected to him, folks. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? If you're lost, you're lost. When the time comes for the greater situation, folks, you will be lost to the greater situation. That's why it's important for you to take it as a warning. But I give you, hey, honor great one, beautiful moon goddess, the great sun, present at the same time, folks. This is my blessing, folks. So we'll be talking soon, folks. And for those of you who don't understand why bad behavior is just the reason why this has to happen, then you have to go too. You're just ignorant, folks. So the next example that I give you, bear witness to that example. Take heed to who's doing it, and then you'll know who's the real authority. And you'll realize I speak truth because the time is coming. Time for a change. We'll be talking soon.